Tonight on CTV, cases of vandalism and arson at the Loveland Tesla dealer.
Israeli police raided a Palestinian-owned bookstore.
And a look into chocolate sales around Valentine's Day.
All this and more tonight on CTV. Good evening, Rams. My name is Gabriele Hibbitts.
And I'm Brandon Lennon. On February 13th, Colton Cirillo received his sentence after being found guilty on multiple charges after his arrest in 2024. The charges stem from an altercation between Cirillo and the police when a be on the lookout order was issued for Cirillo after having a warrant out for his arrest. He was found by officers with a woman and her 2 children. During the arrest, Cirillo pulled a gun and held it to the woman he was with, keeping her as hostage. During the standoff, Cirillo made multiple threats but was detained after an officer fired a shot that hit him in the shoulder, causing him to release the woman and the children, who remained unharmed. The judge's ruling resulted in 3 consecutive 16-year terms for first-degree kidnapping, second-degree kidnapping, menacing, and child abuse, leading to a 49-year sentencing.
The city of Fort Collins expanded its emergency shelter capacity this week due to extreme cold. The city activated its emergency weather plan on Tuesday when temperatures dip below zero. Men seeking overnight shelter can be added to the Fort Collins Rescue Mission bed list by visiting the Murphy Center at 242 Conifer Street or the Fort Collins Rescue Mission's main office at 316 Jefferson Street. All people seeking shelter can also visit the Catholic Charities at 460 Linden Center Drive or call 970-484-5010 for more information.
Police are looking for suspects after several cases of vandalism and arson at the Loveland Tesla dealership. One instance of vandalism that was recorded was graffiti sprayed on the side of the dealership that read "Nazi cars." A later instance on Friday, the 9th, involved a fire lit on the property shortly after midnight. Agents from the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, along with the FBI, are currently investigating. A Loveland police spokesperson says they have no additional information at this time, and authorities say that similar vandalisms have happened across the country at multiple different Tesla dealerships in California and Florida. These dealerships are said to be targeted due to Elon Musk's role in the Department of Government Efficiency. The Loveland Police urges anybody with additional information to contact the Loveland Police tip line at 970-692-2032.
Canned tuna from Walmart, Trader Joe's, and H-E-B were voluntarily removed from shelves by the grocery stores due to a recall issued on the 7th due to botulism concerns. The recall issued from Tri-Union Seafood says that they made the decision due to the tuna cans having a manufacturing defect that resulted in an improper seal. The defect mainly affects the can's easy open lid, where it was discovered that many cans had cracks in the lid, leading to leaks as well as concerns of possible containment with bacteria that leads to a disease known as botulism, a potentially fatal form of food poisoning. Tri-Union Seafood says that you can locate the best buy date or the UPC code to know if you should throw away your tuna or bring it to where you purchased it for a full refund.
The United States Department of Agriculture has removed all mentions of climate change on their websites as a result of a new order by President Trump. Many web pages containing information about climate change, its effects on the world, and its causes have been taken down or made inaccessible to the public. According to Politico, an email sent to their website's admin told them to identify and archive or unpublish any landing pages focused on climate change.
Obama's talking about all of this with the global warming and that, and a lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax. I mean, it's a money-making industry, okay? It's a hoax.
Californians.
Okay. It'll start getting cooler. You just watch.
I wish science agreed with you.
The Department of Agriculture says that many of these web pages that were taken down will stay inaccessible until further developments.
Looking for a job after college can feel like a daunting task, which is why CSU Career Services offers students opportunities to help set them up for success. CSU hosted a career fair on Monday in the Laurie Student Center, where many students were able to connect with potential employers. According to the CSU Career Center, around 90% of students either had job offers or plans for further education after graduation. One contributing factor is the CSU Career Fair, where students could learn about different companies, network with potential employers, and even get professional headshots.
I was just trying to kind of get my foot in the door, meet some people. Honestly, I looked through the lists, and I'm in interior architecture and design, and there weren't many companies for that here, but I was kind of thinking that internships in like construction management and things like that would be good for the major.
While networking is one of the main benefits of attending the career fair, another benefit is that it helps students become more comfortable with talking to potential employers in a professional setting.
I feel like I got pretty comfortable talking to new companies and stuff like that, and that's always good. I think this is my third one that I've been to, so I'm just happy that I came and sort of got a little more fluid, because the first one I went to I was so awkward.
Potential employers that meet with students at the career fair often have valuable tips and advice to offer.
Practice interviewing, that's huge. A lot of companies are moving towards behavioral-based questions, so like STAR method. So I recommend looking into that, getting into your first interviews. Of course, internships, extracurriculars, those are great things to have on your resume. That would be my kind of blanket advice. As far as connecting with them, I feel like LinkedIn is kind of an understated social media platform, I think, and so I always push that. I love to connect with people there.
While securing that summer internship or very first job after graduation can be stressful, building a network and gaining professional experience can help increase students' chances of success. This has been Gabriele Hibbitts with CTV 11. Whether you're just looking to get your foot in the door or to connect with a top employer, the Career Center is a great way to increase employment success. Students can visit the next career fair in the fall semester. We are going to take a quick break, but on the other side, we will breeze right into weather and see if the cold is a fluke or a fact this next week.
After 2 years?
You gotta be kidding me! Okay, no.
Robbie!
Seriously, do you have anything you can use against the dragon? I can do fireball, that'll do a lot of damage. Yeah, to all of us! Well, we're in a 4-foot group!
I'm sorry, what else do you want me to do?
Okay.
Hold on. All right. Wizard. You gonna roll?
Hi Rams, my name is Lena Juhlin, here to bring you this week's weather. For our current conditions, it's 22 degrees outside, sunset was at 5:33 p.m., humidity is 55%, and we have 5-mile-per-hour winds. This week we've had a lot of unpredictable weather, from the highs being pleasant one day to the lows being freezing cold and bitter the next. With that, we have had a lot of snow that's been left on the ground around campus and around town. So if you are going out, beware of the ice and make sure to watch your step. It will continue to be cold throughout this next week as well, so consider bringing a jacket if you're going out. Into our overnight lows, along the I-25 corridor, you can expect some cold temperatures in Fort Collins and Pueblo. Denver and Colorado Springs will be a little bit warmer though. Moving into the eastern plains, you can expect that cold weather to continue, with Sterling and Lyman being 19, Lamar 22, and Burlington 18. Looking at our western slopes, for tomorrow's forecast, the high will be 45 with a low of 21. Sunset will be at 5:34 p.m. with 60% humidity and 6-mile-per-hour winds. Into our 5-day forecast, You can expect some snow on Saturday with the high being 28 and a low being 11. Sunday will be a little bit warmer with that high being 33 and the low being 21. And Sunday and Monday you can expect some partly cloudy skies. Tuesday you can expect some cloudy weather with potential for rain. And Wednesday it will be heating back up to 35 and a low of 16. That's all we have for weather. Back to you guys.
Yesterday, at 10 in the morning, United States Navy jet crashed into the water at San Diego Bay during a training exercise. The jet, an EA-18 Growler, was trying to land at Nas North Island in San Diego and experienced an in-flight emergency which led to the jet rapidly losing altitude and crashing into the water. The two pilots were able to eject before the collision and were rescued by the U.S. Navy and the Coast Guard, both being treated at the UC San Diego Health. The jet is still submerged, and the U.S. Navy is investigating the incident further.
President Trump reiterated his vow to take back the Panama Canal on Sunday, and he hasn't ruled out military force to reclaim it. Although Panama's leader states that the waterway is not for sale, Trump voiced his desire to take over the canal that is used for shipping across Central America, where more than 2/3 of the ships that transit the canal are either coming to or going from American ports. A war to secure the canal zone would be no small matter, as it is around 500 miles of territory and thousands live near the body of water. Military action could also disrupt the flow of trade, as around 6% of global trade passes through the canal. Despite such threats from President Trump, Panama's President Raul Mulino says that Panama's sovereignty over the waterway is not up for debate.
On Sunday the 9th, in the early hours of the day, plainclothed Israeli police officers raided a Palestinian-owned bookstore in East Jerusalem, arresting the two owners of the store. The educational bookstore is 3 stories tall and has been in business for 40 years, providing books on the history of Palestine, the history of Israel, and more. According to Maymuna, the wife of one of the owners of the stores, the police took hundreds of books from the shelves and placed them inside trash bags before arresting the owners, Ahmed and Mahmoud.
Bangladesh police have systematically murdered more than 1,400 protesters, with an estimated 12 to 14% being minors, says the Volker Turk, the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights. 78% of over the 1,000 people killed was by firing military rifles, shotguns, Turk told Reuters. A United Nations inquiry finds former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and her government responsible for the killings of the protesters while trying to hold on to power. Most protesters are students. The killing mostly involved individuals who were part of the non-cooperation movement, a movement whose goal was to get Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's resignation. Hasina is now being extradited to Bangladesh to face trial along with other officials part of her government. Now we are going to head over to our live reporter Bailey Burkowski and tune into what's happening at the local Galentines Day event. Bailey?
Hi Gabby, thank you so much. I am here at Live Beyond Limits with Jamie Lasky, the founder of NoCo Boss Babes, at their Galentines Day event. So Jamie, can you tell me a little bit about the group you founded?
Yes, this is NoCo Boss Babes. We are a local collaborative meant to provide free local events, or very cheap local events, for women in business or anyone who wants to celebrate women in business. I say we're open to all nice people.
Nice. And can you tell me a little bit about the importance of this event?
Yes, Galentine's Day is a big deal for me. Back in high school, I remember freshman year, I was so excited for Valentine's Day. I didn't have a boyfriend or anything, but I was like, this is just going to be so beautiful and wonderful and such a big event. And there were just so many people like crying and sad in the bathroom. So the next year, I made it a big deal to go pick up a bunch of chocolate, pick up a bunch of donuts, pick up a bunch of balloons, and make anyone who is having a cruddy day have a good day. So that's kind of the theme of Galentines. And as you'll see here, we have people gathered, having a good time. This is a free event, open to the public. We also had goodie bags donated entirely by local women in business. And as you can see, they are full. So we come together, we make awesome things happen, we make friends, and we love each other.
Yeah, so as someone who loves Valentine's Day, I think this is such a cool thing. But thank you so much for joining me. That is all that I have for you tonight. I'm Bailey Borkowski. We're now going to head back to the studio with Kate Sherman, who is filling in for JJ McKinney as our investigative reporter.
I would first like to give a advisory to our viewers that tonight's investigative report has mentions of mental health struggles, including self-harm and suicide. Therefore, viewer discretion is advised. The United States incarcerates people at a higher rate than any country in the world. In a lot of those cases, it is those that come from lower income communities, as well as communities of color that are put behind bars. Those in prison are also more likely to face physical and mental health concerns, with over half of U.S. prisoners facing some type of mental illness or some type of drug addiction. And the state of being incarcerated itself may actually be leading to these negative health effects. Due to the poor living conditions, poor nutrition, and the physical mistreatment of prisoners by both inmates or the prison itself, according to research done by the Social Science and Research Council, this has led to what experts are calling a mental health crisis in U.S. prisons, where prisoners are 3 times more likely to commit suicide in and outside of the prison than the average U.S. person. However, for many prisoners, the conditions inside the U.S. prisons may be all they have ever known. With the world outside providing little resources and comfort for past offenders, inmates might leave prisons with no skills and connections to survive in society. And as many as 43% of past convicts may become institutionalized and reoffend to get back into prison. With the odds stacked against current and former convicts, it can be hard to both learn new skills and stay hopeful. But Larimer County has created programs for inmates in our community to learn new skills and find hope in their situation. And they're doing it using the arts. Our reporter, JJ McKinney, went to the exhibit to get the story.
Clint Burkholder has worked directly with prisoners for years and knows their struggle.
People that haven't been heard, haven't believed in themselves, much less had anybody else on the outside believe in them. And so they didn't want to participate, or they were afraid that people were going to look at their artwork and not like it, not like them.
With the challenges of prison life weighing down on the inmates, Burkholder does his part to ensure that they remember their worth through the arts.
By definition, if they create art, they're an artist. A lot of times people haven't been told that you made something.
The Larimer County Jail Art Project is a program that lets inmates express themselves with creative works, using their paintings and portraits to bring light to their talents and their lives.
They have a tangible thing, whether it's a small little piece or a whole canvas that's in their hand that they could touch, that they made, they created that.
The art is then presented to members of the Larimer County community at the Global Village Museum.
And this is a place that I didn't know about before, and it has been an amazing place to visit, to see some of the artwork, to bring family and friends here.
The art exhibit is just one of the programs that Burkholder runs, as he is in charge of multiple different recreational activities, from a Bible study to a gym, all to help the inmates grow.
I mean, the main thing is I want them to believe in themselves. You know, it's a process to believe in yourself.
The art exhibit serves as one of the first ways that inmates regain their humanity as they rehabilitate and prepare for the outside world.
And self-worth, it builds that, because it just all compounds, it builds up on each other to where they believe in themselves, they believe in things that they can do, that they can create something.
While the art exhibit may be done for now, inmates will still have an outlet through Larimer County. The prison still hosts a variety of programs for their inmates, teaching them various skills to ensure that they know they are not alone in their cell. We are now going to take a quick break, but stay tuned, and Payton Barill will bring us sports up next.
Living with someone you don't know on the other side of the wall is hard, especially if you don't know how to be a good roommate.
The first thing that you'll want to do to be a good roommate is make sure that you always stay quiet. Be considerate of others when using common spaces and appliances.
Hey buddy, what you doing?
I'm just gonna need like 40 minutes.
Be respectful of your roommate's privacy.
Ugh, my bad.
Finally, make sure that you clean up after yourself. Oh, fresh toothbrush.
Have you seen my toothbrush?
Follow these tips to get along with your roommates and your landlord.
Hi Ram fans, I'm Payton Barill, back to bring you some Mountain West basketball updates and recaps. Like last week, the green and gold has seen some serious highs and lows, so let's jump right in. Men's basketball fell short to the Aggies' near triple-digit performance, ending at 93-85. Right out of the gates, the Aggies put up 7 3-pointers, putting the Rams in a tough deficit. With 9 turnovers, Colorado State had a rocky first half to say the least. Even with Nate Clifford's 24 points and 16 rebounds, the Rams fought to come back. Right there with him was Jalen Crocker Johnson. As the Rams' second leading scorer of the night, Crocker Johnson played for a total of 29 minutes, managing 17 points and a total of 2 threes. These performances were just not enough, though, as the Aggies outscored them in both halves, using those turnovers to their advantage. As for U State, all 5 of their starters scored in the double digits. Mason Falslev with 22 points, going 8 for 14, making 4 3-point shots, helping the Aggies dominate. Now for some news about the women's team, who have been on fire. Women's basketball just won their 3rd game in a row. First taking down the Lobos last week, then going to Boise State for another victory. Just yesterday, they kept this momentum going, bringing their best players to the battle against Utah State on Education Day, winning 17-54. At the game, thousands of middle school students from Poudre and Thompson school districts popped out to watch as head coach Ryan Williams led the girls to his 250th victory of his CSU career. Here's what he had to say in a post-game interview.
This is a good victory. You know, we're in February. We're in the grind of things, and we needed this win. And I thought we had some nice execution throughout the game in spurts. But it that's how it was the first time we played them. You know, they're a team that just creates havoc. They're a little unpredictable in what they're going to do defensively, so they just keep you off balance enough. But you know, at times I felt like, man, this game is a 2-point game. It's a 4-point game. And you look up at the scoreboard, and it's 16.
But that's not the only notable thing coming from the women's team. Chloe Froby scored 20 points, a new season best. She may not have started the game, but she showed up for the 32 minutes that she did play, proving to be a valuable player. In her freshman season, Froby is gaining confidence, and her stats are reflecting just that. Right there with her was graduate student Hannah Simmental with 13 points, 9 coming from 3-pointers. Simmental played an aggressive game and was a key component in the Rams shutting down Utah State's full-court press. Meanwhile, Hannah Rosnick, having just earned her 4th Player of the Week title, had a slightly disappointing game. Rosnick couldn't seem to get her threes dialed as she went 1 for 5 in 3-point shots and 2 for 8 overall. Nonetheless, the Rams outscored the Aggies in every quarter and played a strategic game. Holding on to their number 2 ranking in the Mountain West Conference, the women's team gets ready for a game against the number 9 team, Air Force, this Saturday. Also this Saturday, the men's team will play the Cowboys in another border battle. The theme is stripe out, not strike out, so hopefully the Rams can get a win this weekend. That's all I have for you tonight, Rams, but stay tuned for our feature report on chocolate sales around this lovely holiday season.
It's so nice to reminisce on the most wholesome moments of Ramboozled. Welcome back to the season where we put the best of the best against each other to see who knows the most about a wide variety of trivia-based categories. We have so many fun plans to make this season of Ramboozled the best yet.
If you can't get enough of the humor, thrill, ridiculousness,
and me
that you just witnessed on screen, tune into CTV Channel 11 on Wednesdays at 7 p.m.
each Valentine's Day, chocolate flies off of the shelves and towards your significant other. However, it's not just your loved ones who appreciate a thoughtful gift. Those on the other side of the counter also feel the Valentine spirit. For Fort Collins, Valentine's Day is a day to appreciate the city as much as their loved ones, especially so for local chocolate vendors such as Nuance Chocolate on Pine Street. Each Valentine's Day, several customers visit Nuance to indulge in the treats that the store has to offer. Each Valentine season, Nuance releases occasional varieties of chocolate, such as rosewater and wildflower honey truffles. These specials, coupled with the Valentine's pressure, is why Nuance sees up to 3 weeks of surging sales.
This is our second biggest time of the year, right? Christmas time is our massive sales. We are busy for basically 3 weeks, 4 weeks, just crazy full on. I actually never count the exact numbers of sales, but it's a lot. We get all the staff over here and we're very, very busy.
Though Valentine's Day is a usual holiday for buying excess chocolate, Gad did not expect Valentine's Day to be a big holiday for chocolate when he first opened his business. When sales skyrocketed during his first Valentine's Day in business, Gad was pleasantly surprised.
It's funny, when we first opened up 10 years ago, we didn't actually think that Valentine's would be a big holiday, which sounds ridiculous, right? I mean, it's Valentine's Day chocolate. So our first Valentine's, it was insane, totally caught us by surprise, totally bonkers.
The sales attract customers from all over. The occasion attracts returning customers and lures in new ones looking to get in on some Valentine spirit.
We may be back again, and if we hadn't come before Valentine's Day, I don't know if I would have thought about it right on Valentine's Day in the same way. I think on Valentine's Day we'd come back and get a drink, although a little box of chocolate for Valentine's Day is a great idea too. Yeah.
Crafting the perfect Valentine season is a big deal to chocolate stores, and Nuance has been practicing that craft for the better part of 10 years. Specials like these contribute to the romantic atmosphere of Valentine's Fort Collins, and quite literally make the holiday all the sweeter. Robert Sides, CTV. Local chocolate vendors such as Nuance appreciate your support during Valentine's season. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, so if you're considering buying some chocolate for that special someone, you better do it soon.
So, are y'all buying chocolate for anybody special?
I might be buying chocolate for my sister or my mom, but that's probably it. What about you?
I made some chocolate covered strawberries, so, you know, maybe not buying chocolate directly, but a little more indirectly.
Yeah.
You know? What about you, Robert?
I don't have a special someone. I might just spend Valentine's Day alone, but I mean, love myself as much as I love others, and it gives me an excuse to go visit that store I just covered on.
Most definitely. What would y'all say your favorite type of chocolate is? White chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate?
Me personally, I'm totally a dark chocolate person. I love the 70 to 85% dark chocolate. So that's my personal favorite. But I do like the dark chocolate with like the hazelnuts or like the raspberries in it. Those are really good.
And I just like the normal milk chocolate, maybe the occasional caramel or truffle, but I just like plain chocolate.
Big plain chocolate person myself, to be honest. Well, and that's it tonight. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Be sure to stay tuned to see our CTV newscasts, Sports Wednesday Entertainment, and of course, Thursday Night News. See you next week.